Attention, crew of the Zebulon Harding. This is Meridian Station. You will stand down and prepare to be boarded. You are in violation of sovereign airspace around Meridian Station, and you will stand down and prepare to be boarded. Respond. Earl, what are we going to do? Earl, what are we going to do? We're going to run. That's the plan. The plan is we run. Earl, you always said that running wasn't a plan. Running was what you do when a plan failed. I know what I said. Well, right now the plan is we run, and hopefully we don't fail. Zeb, you need to understand that sometimes it's rude to throw a person's words back in their face. They just seem to be relevant. It is relevant. Zeb, right now run's the best plan we got. So let's get to it. Welcome back. Things are a little tense aboard the Zebulon Harding. We are in the system for Meridian Station, deep in the molecular clouds surrounding the bright star of the system, and we are currently being pursued by fighter craft from, I didn't even know the damn station had fighter craft. We're being pursued by fighter craft from Meridian Station and being hailed. The reason that we are in this system, which we knew was not friendly to us in the first place, is because we were bringing our friend, our acquaintance, K3, back to the system, which is apparently their home. This energy being that we found quite some distance away, over here in the system that we have simply dubbed the Grave, where hundreds of ships lay drifting in orbit above a forgotten planet around a remnant vault of some kind of precursor vault. And we brought them all the way back to Meridian Station, but it's not safe. Earl just couldn't see a way that we weren't going to release K out here into this cloud, and they weren't going to immediately going to be captured by the forces of Meridian Station. It just seemed like a doomed endeavor as far as that went. So we convinced them at some cost that the trick now would be to run and find a safer place. So that is what we are going to do. The challenge here is that due to circumstances, I was going to say beyond our control, but I actually kind of did this to myself. But due to some circumstances here, what it cost me to get mechanically speaking, what it cost me to get that compel successful is that I used up the last of my fugitive asset track, where I convinced him as a professional fugitive that running was the best idea. And that means that on your third mark, a notable foe or force has tracked you down. You need to overcome them or escape, clear the boxes, and mark one tick on your quest legacy track. So what I have done is set up kind of a custom scene challenge. Couldn't think of the word for a second. Thought up the kind of a custom scene challenge, and that is what we have over here. So there's the fugitive track that has gone down or has been totally maxed out. And we have here the challenge, which is Escape Meridian. It's a formidable challenge. And against that, this tension track that essentially is a track I'm marking in dangerous. So we are going to address this scene challenge with a sort of a series of semi-customized moves that we use in Starforged when we are dealing with this kind of situation. We've done this before. We've done it fairly recently before. We're going to be revisiting it now for this. So I'm going to pull this up here so we can take a look at it, or at least have it for reference as we go. So as we're looking at it here, essentially we have two moves to use during the scene challenge: the face danger, secure, and advantage. They work slightly differently than they do normally. Even if you would normally take an action that would normally, even if you take an action that would normally fall under a different move, you do them as face danger, secure, and advantage. The idea is that face danger is what lets me actually advance my track towards success. Secure and advantage is what lets me build up momentum. Typically, that's how that works. It boils down to how risky do I want this whole thing to be. We basically continue to make moves until we get to a point where we're ready to complete our progress, or if the tension clock fills up. The tension clock fills up when we've advanced that tension clock 4 times. So on this sheet, if I'm up to 8 boxes, then it's time to go. Typically they tell you to give yourself 6 boxes. I'm only doing 4 for this one because I am at a bit of a disadvantage. Or maybe I'll do 5. I'll do 4. This sucks. It's a little bit hard. it's going to be difficult to get out of here unscathed, if at all. And I'm not sure exactly how this is going to shake out, but as it sets up here, and really the phrase that I'm remembering from this is set the clock. 6 segments is the default. If you have a strong advantage, make it 8. If you are severely disadvantaged, make it 4. I don't think I'm severely disadvantaged, but I am disadvantaged. So what I'm going to do, if you'll forgive me, is I'm going to take, there's a couple reasons for this, but I'm going to say 5 is what I'm going to set the tension clock to. And that's partly because I'm not severely disadvantaged, but I am at a bit of a disadvantage. And that's partly because if I set this progress track to 5, or to dangerous, it automatically becomes 5. So if this thing gets to 10 first, I have to immediately try to conclude the escape meridian thing. Alternately, we can choose to do it if we get to the end on our own and decide that it's in our best interest to do so. So that is what's going on here. So we have a number of things working against us here. We are in the middle of a molecular cloud around this star. We have an agitated star creature inside the ship. The hull has been ionized, at least at some point, and that feedback brought our E-drive offline. So jumping away until I get the thing back online is going to be a problem. And unbeknownst to us, we have some biomechanical cybernetic squid baby thingies that we ran into in the around that we actually sort of got on our hull, unbeknownst to us, in the Iron Auger asteroid system. And they're kind of clinging to the hull, and I think that's actually probably the reason that we ionized in the way that we did. So we have a bunch of stuff going. Plus, there's fighter craft from Meridian Station coming after us, and all kinds of other stuff. So that is the series of events that we have going on here, and we are going to proceed from there. So, right. Let's proceed with the eye. I think I've laid things out here pretty well. I had K3 was with me, and we were Katie. I don't know what I'm gonna. I keep trying to come up with a name that's a little bit more rolls off the tongue a little bit better. For now, Kay's with me, and we're running back up to the. Well, I'm running, and Kay's kind of galumphing in their vac suit, and we are running back up to the bridge of the ship, and I am calling out to Zeb as I go. All right, Zeb, we need to get, let's start moving this thing. I know, well, we're only under standard conventional engines, or we can't jump. Yeah, I know you already told me we can't jump. I'm going to get on the E-drive. I need you to keep piloting this thing. Get us down into the cloud further. See if you can get us down into the cloud further. Get some cover here. See if we can get some, well, it's going to be more electrically ionized in that area. Electrically ionized is redundant, Zeb. I know what you mean, but they might have a problem with it too, and it's certainly going to screw up their sensors. So get down in there. Let's see what we can do. And with that, I am going to try to secure an advantage by improving our situation in terms of where we are relative to the station and the ships that are pursuing us. So I'm going to secure an advantage. However, I have the overseer with me, who's Zeb. When I secure an advantage, by talking through a situation with the overseer, I can roll the integrity of the ship. And if I do, I take +1 momentum on a hit, which is cool. So I'm going to roll the integrity of the ship. In this case, I'm going to have to use plus health. And actually, I'll roll plus supply. And I am going to roll. And do I get to? No, I just roll the integrity of the ship. And we'll see what we end up with there. Lovely. Action score of a 10 against a 2 and a 5. That gives me a strong hit on that secure an advantage. I'm going to switch back over here just to make sure I got it. Okay, now if I remember, secure an advantage pretty much works exactly the way you would expect it to. Reference the outcomes. On the strong hit with a match, which I did not get, you also get to mark a box of progress. But we're going to turn back over here and just look at the move for secure an advantage, which is great. We are going to... we get both a +2 momentum and a +1 on the next move, and thanks to Zeb, we actually get an additional momentum. So that gives us a total of +3, bringing us up to 10 momentum. So we have about all the momentum we can right now. Earl, I'm working in small bursts, trying not to give them an energy signature that they can track. It seems to be working. They've spread out into a search pattern. There are 3 ships. They've spread out into a search pattern and seem to be sweeping through the clouds, trying to get close enough to get a better read on us. All right, sounds good. I'm going to get down here and see what I can do about getting that E-drive back online. Kay, are you up there on the bridge?
Yes, Earl,
I'm on the bridge. I'm looking out at my home. Yeah, okay, I need you to focus on. If can you sense anything out there? Yes, I can. I can sense. I can sense the ebb and flow of the sea around my home. I feel the energies in the flow. All right, see if you can convert that into language Zeb and me can understand. If you get any sense that those bastards in the ships are getting any closer, you just let us know, okay? See if you can find a way that we can move through this whole thing without damaging the ship. Do you think you can do that? Think you can help us? I will do what I can. Excellent. Fan-freaking-tastic. I'm going to get to this thing. On what can I... Oh, God. How in the hell did you manage to reset the E drive? It's not even part of the rest of the systems. I'm just talking to myself at this point in time. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try to get the E drive back online, and then we need to get out of this cloud. So having done that, I'm going to go back to my moves, and I'm going to face danger. Face danger, in this case, is me attempting something risky. I am going to be working with expertise, focus, or observation, rolling my wits to fix this thing. However, I do have an asset for this. So when I make a move to repair or craft, well, repair in this case, equipment or technology, I get to add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit, thanks to my gearhead, which is great. So we're going to roll, and I get a +1 on that. Face danger, rolling wits with a +1, crossing our fingers. Okay, well that is a miss, but it is a miss that my momentum can actually save me from, and I can think of no better time to save myself from a little bit of bad situation here than to burn my momentum on that right now. So I'm going to burn my momentum for a strong hit. Now, again, I want to reiterate this because I think it bears repeating. I mentioned this in this game, and I also mentioned it in the last version of Fuff Space that I was playing with my kids. They changed from Ironsworn, and I think it's fairly recently in Starforged, they changed the way that burning momentum works. It used to be it would like negate the challenge dice and stuff like that, and it doesn't do that. That isn't how it works in Starforged. What it does is it changes your roll to whatever the momentum currently are when you burn it. So functionally, my roll becomes a 10. The challenge dice stay. So the cool thing is that actually means it's possible to burn momentum and still get a match. It's like if you lost to a match, and you have the momentum required to beat that match, you get a match with a hit instead of a match with a miss. It totally flips the game. So that's pretty cool. And I also like it. First of all, that's cool, but actually I like it even more because it's so much easier to explain. That's awesome. Right, so we're going to get into that a little bit more, but we got a strong hit on face danger. Let's take a look at how it's slightly rewritten. Reference, say, on a strong hit, you are successful. Envision how you gain ground. Mark 1 box of progress on the formidable challenge. On a strong hit with a match, you may instead mark progress twice. Unfortunately, did not get that, but that's fine. 1 progress is more progress than I had. So we're going to mark on escaping Meridian and then see where we are. Now, unfortunately, we're down quite a bit of momentum. And while I am down here and trying to figure out what the hell's going on, I'm actually going to go, okay, great. It's up and running. That was relatively easy. Well, actually, it wasn't really easy. It burned up my momentum. So how do I see this happening? This is me, like, I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to fix all the stuff that would normally be wrong with this situation, and none of it's working. And I'm like, okay, well, Jesus, all right, you know what? I'm just going to start from everything's coming, Zeb, everything's coming down on the E drive. What happened? No, I mean, I'm bringing everything down and bringing it back up. Do you think it's a good idea? I don't know if it's a good idea. It's the only idea I've got right now. So, just basically shut it off and turn it back on again. Except it's complicated. It's multiple systems, and it's an E drive, which I don't think most people really completely understand. That's fine. So we're going to totally resetting the system and bringing it back up takes a little bit of time. And so we're kind of submarining, creeping our way through this cloud as I'm trying to bring these systems back up. And I get it back up and it's working. But what bothers me is I don't know what happened. I don't know why it happened. And I'm going to try and figure out what happened. So I'm going to be rolling to secure an advantage by getting some knowledge about what was going on with this so I could possibly prevent it going forward. I am going to do that, but ooh, that sucks. What I thought I was going to do is I was going to use Scavenger to secure an advantage, but unfortunately, That doesn't actually, Scavenger doesn't give me that. It isn't secure an advantage, it's gather information. I'm not gathering information, so I don't get to use my bonus from my Scavenger to learn stuff about poking around the mechanic. Well, that's fine. I don't need to worry about it. So we're going to get in here and just do the move. That's it. All right, I'm going to run secure an advantage, and I am rolling wits on figuring something out with the engines and trying to figure out what was actually going on with what caused the E drive to reset, or just figure out how to prevent it from happening going forward. No modifiers? Whew, that's a weak hit. Okay, so on a weak hit, I can either get +2 momentum, or I can add +1 on my next move. And I want to build up my momentum again. So I am going to take my momentum. You know, I don't think I actually got a really good sense of what was going on. I figured out sort of where, okay, this definitely came from ionizing the hull. The hull shouldn't be able to ionize in something like this. Zeb, I'm not exactly sure what was going on there. But for now, listen, I'm heading back up. Let's see if the E drive should be back online. Let's see if we can line up a place where we can get out of here and get far enough away that we have time to spin up the drive and get out of here. All right, Zeb, easy does it. Let's see if we can find an open spot in these clouds. Kay, if you can help out, that'd be fantastic. I'll do what I can. Yeah, you want to go someplace. Let's get us out. We just need a gap where it's relatively quiet. Some kind of eddy, a quiet pool in your ocean. Can we do that? Oh, okay. Zeb, take whatever direction you can from Kay. See if we can sort this thing out. All right, Earl. I can do that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to secure an advantage. I'm still doing it with the Overseer, so I'm adding the integrity. But I am also, because I am going to lean into this as hard as I can, under my connections, I have Kay, and Kay's focus is as a guide, which gives me +1 on the roll for guiding things out in space here, and a +1 momentum on a hit. So I am going to take that, because I am happy to take that. So we're going to roll plus apply, because that's what we've got, and I'm going to add, that is a modifier, and I'm going to add +1 from K, helping Zeb with finding a way through all of this hot mess. All right. And that gives me a strong hit, 8 against 7 and 4. Not the best roll I've ever had, certainly, but enough to get me where I'm going. And we are going to get back over here. So under secure an advantage, that gives us +2 momentum and another +1 momentum from K, helping. And because I was rolling Zeb doing it, that is another +1 momentum. So between those two, I love it when these two work together. You guys are doing great. You guys are doing fantastic up there. I have never seen two people work so well together. They're like two peas in a pod. I'm not going to go on an escape pod. No, that's just not. That's not what I meant, Zeb. Don't. You just good job, both of you. I need to teach them idioms or something like that. Earl is banging around through the ship, and because he was down in the lower levels. Down here, down in the hyperdrive area here, down in the hyperdrive core. So he's racing all the way down to here, the elevator or the stairs, and then from there back up and around. This is a big ship, and racing back up to the main helm area. So that's exciting. Getting back over here, and what do we got going on? Deal. All right, so that's actually great. Our momentum is back up to 8, and we're going to see if we can make another progress hit here and move this thing along a little bit further. Well, all right, so we're gonna get in here and do another move for face danger, and in this case, we are going to move with stealth, or shadow rather, and continue to move along the route that's plotted for us. I am giving myself +1 on this because, again, still it's still K directing this. So again, still guiding, taking that extra information. Go that way. All right. Okay. This is a perfect example of what I talked about earlier. That is a miss with a match. I rolled a 7 against 2 7s, but my momentum is at an 8. So if I burn my momentum, it's an 8 against 2 7s. And instead of a miss with the match, it's a hit with a match. And I am going to take that because that is awesome. So face danger. On a strong hit, you're successful. Envision how you gain ground. Mark 1 box of progress. On the strong hit with a match, you may instead mark progress twice. 2 boxes. Okay. So I'm going to get back over here, and first of all, we have to burn momentum. Burn that back down to 2. Yikes. Our momentum's going up and down a lot. Mark. That's 3 progress. And I think what I'm gonna have to do here is I need to have some kind of opportunity. I want to sort of think, because right now I'm creeping around and I'm kind of stuck here a little bit. From a story point of view. So we're going to talk about a spaceborne opportunity. Let's check about a spaceborne opportunity and see if that derelict shipwright for the picking. I'm not feeling that. Mineral or energy resource. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, all right. And just because I feel like it, I'm going to see. Okay, so what we have, maybe. All right, so spaceborne opportunity, mineral or energy. So we're creeping through this and we're trying to come to this calm eddy. And as we come through a bank of clouds and kind of out into this quiet, call it a clearing in the forest. That's what Earl thinks of. And we get out here into that kind of open space amongst these towering sort of cumulus clouds of molecular clouds around the star and pull out into the space. We see another sort of a bright, almost like pulsing, flickering light ahead of us. And I hear Kay make a sound that in another creature I would describe as a gasp. You're like, Kay, what is it? I think that's it's like me. It doesn't look like he did. He looked a lot small. That's a lot bigger than you, Kay. Are you sure? What? I think it feels like me. Can you talk to it? Is it friendly? That's probably the most important thing to ask. So I am going to take this opportunity here to see. We're going to do a secure an advantage, but it's mostly just a momentum building thing because we're going to learn something more about just everything else that's going on here. The opportunity here is I could actually learn something that would do something outside of what's really going on here. So I'm going to secure an advantage. I'm going to go with heart. This is like command, sociability, result. This is like social things, like trying to reach out, make a connection with this strange creature. So I'm going to roll heart, and since it's still related to, really intrinsically related to K, I'm going to give let K's bonus add to this. All right, that is a weak hit. That's a 9 against a 9 and a 1. That's fine. Weak hit on a secure advantage. Take +2 momentum or a +1 on your next movement. Take +2 momentum, and K gives me another +1. Core oracles. Misleading treasure. Ooh. Oh no. Okay, so K is I can try to, and their voice kind of fades out back into sort of the staticky noise that of a lost radio signal that is probably closer to how the kind of energy and emissions that they have normally, and the light inside of the suit and inside the faceplate intensifies. I'm still looking out the front, but the glare on the side of my face is certainly much brighter, and the shine outside of things sort of intensifies and flickers and that sort of thing. And it feels like it's maybe working, and all of a sudden, like the flare, the light suddenly goes very dark, and it's like, no, they're angry, they're not, they've been attacked, they see their ships mean bad, they're angry, we need to go. Eek. So whatever that is not the treasure that we thought. That's misleading. It is in fact definitely a threat. So we are going to we're going to get out of here. So apparently there are still energy creatures around here, but some of them the ones that are around here, at least the bigger ones, have been angered. They're on an attack only mode. That maybe can work in our favor. Ooh, that could maybe work in our favor. Yeah, let's get out of here. Wait, Zeb. Turn, come around to 270, 3 south, and fire the main engines. Just a good hard burst, something that's going to show up on sensors. Are you sure, Earl? Yeah, I want to draw them in. Let's see what happens. Because if they don't like us and they've never seen us before, they're definitely not going to like those fighter craft. All right, Earl. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to do a secure an advantage, but I'm going to use stealth. Oh, wait. Am I talking this over with Zeb? I think I'm talking this over with Zeb. You know what? I'm going to use it. I have a freaking asset that gives me a bonus on secure an advantage. I'm working with my ship. I'm going to roll the hell out of this because, frankly, this freaking thing is tough. So I am going to secure. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Secure an advantage, but I'm going to roll supply here. So I'm rolling the integrity of the ship. And back to the move, rolling the integrity of the ship. Ooh, another strong hit with a match. Whoa, the dice have been good to me. All right, so that is a 10 against double sixes. Awesome. Strong hit with a match. All right, so if I remember right, let me go back over here. On a secure advantage, strong hit or weak hit, apply the outcome. On a strong hit with a match, you can also mark a box of progress. So as above, on the strong hit, so I get +2 momentum. I get another +1 because Zeb is helping, and a +1 on my next move, and I get to mark progress towards getting out of here. So this definitely works really nicely for moving us along here. So what I'm going to say is that we pulse this thing as we're going. We're disappearing downward, and we're leaving kind of a flow in the wake kind of thing. And they are closing in. I see at least 2 of the ships closing in at full speed. Great, great, great. Just keep drifting down. No energy signature now. They're going to be coming straight at us. And we see the fighter craft tear by overhead, like through, like, kind of, we see them go by and above us in the sort of through the hole in the clouds that we've made. And as they go past out of our line of sight, we see and almost even feel the huge flare of energy of this energy beast seeing these things and just getting like kind of, but the electromagnetic version of and just a huge flare up above that honestly makes some of our screens crackle and stuff like that. Like, oh, they definitely do not like those ships. Okay, that's excellent. Let's see if we can all right, I'm gonna okay. We're gonna have to find. Okay, so Kay, we need something where we're something like that, an open space where we can start to line up the E drive, but someplace where one of those beings. I'm trying really hard not to say monsters, creatures, anything like that, or say like you. But one of those beings isn't at. Can you think you could help us with that? And I'm going to face danger with stealth, with shadow. I'm gonna take a +1 because K is helping me find this thing. So we're creeping through the clouds, trying to navigate, and we're doing that. +1, and we submit. That is a strong hit. Awesome. So with a strong hit, you get to mark one progress. I think one progress. Cool. So we're marking progress here, and we also get a +1 momentum that gets us up to a 9. All right, the problem here is we need to calibrate. So we're going to, all right, Zeb, let's pull this thing around, get this thing lined up. We got a line on someplace to get out of here. See if we can get on the main, I want to see if we can align ourselves to the main route back towards Glimmer. Okay, so calculate that nav thing. If we can make that jump, that's going to get us back to Glimmer that much faster. They're going to know which way we went. Don't care. We're going too fast for them to catch us. So see if you can line that up. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be doing another face danger. We're going to be doing with wits. And since Kay found us this perfect place, I'm going to give us a. If I were the GM on this thing, I'm like, you're doing a jump. Kay's right there. Kay's a guide. You get the +1. So we're going to take that and take a +1 on that move right now. So we're going to again face danger. Face danger, and we are going to do this with wits and a +1 again. That is a strong hit. 7 against a 6 and a 3, and that lets us again mark progress. That gets us up to 6. My problem is, and this is the challenge of how I've managed to construct this thing. Weirdly, annoyingly, not annoyingly, but my dice have been very good. And in the few places where the dice have not been good, I've had the momentum to be able to fix that. 2 times where the dice really screwed me, and unfortunately, luckily I had the momentum around to flip that. I haven't had very many complications in this, and as a result, I've made a lot of good story progress towards being able to complete this goal. It feels like it's time for me to conclude. Mathematically, I'm not in a great position to conclude because I'm only at 6. Okay, so let's throw it at the Oracle and see what comes up. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go back to the Oracles. We have at least one ship that's, I'm going to say one ship that's at least down, tangled with that energy creature, possibly 2, but we still have one that's definitely out here in the clouds, and we have the station here. And I'm going to see what kind of combat action Meridian Station is going to pull here as we're lined up and ready to jump. Take cover or bolster defenses. That is not what I thought they were going to do. Okay, no taking cover. All right, you know what? This is what it is. Finishing the scene challenge. When the tension clock is filled, time's up. You must resolve the encounter by making a progress roll. I haven't had any tension clocks raised, but you can also decide to make the roll whenever you've accumulated enough progress to make success likely, or if you feel the narrative of the scene is guiding you to a conclusion. Resolve the scene challenge, roll the challenge dice, and compare to your progress track. All right. I want to look back at the map here real quick. Yeah. I don't have another. There's no other safe route out of Meridian. I say safe. There's no other safe route out of Meridian Station except for this route back to Glimmer of Hope, which is where Last Hope and Glimmer are at. And honestly, yeah, this is what I'm going to have to do, and we're just going to have to roll this out and see what happens. So I am going to conclude. I think, narratively speaking, I'm at a place where I jump, and it's like, Earl, I think we, Earl, the calculations are ready. I think we can go. All right, let's get the hell out of here. And I am going to let's get back to Earl's sheet here, and we are going. Oh, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to conclude progress on the thing. I'm nervous about this one. I won't lie. 6 isn't terrible, but 6 isn't awesome. And we get a strong hit. 6 against a 3 and a 2. Man, I made Meridian Station look like fools right now with egg on their face. All right, so concluding a hit, finishing the scene. On a strong hit, you achieve your objective unconditionally. We absolutely got away and escaped Meridian Station, jumped straight out towards Glimmer. So I still need to make that roll, but we got clean away. So let's get back over here to the jump to Glimmer. And first of all, we're going to clear all of this stuff. Get rid of escape Meridian Station and the tension clock. That's done. I get to clear my fugitive asset track because I've gotten away from the people that were chasing me. So I've got my fugitive asset back online. That's excellent. And I feel like during the course of that, let's look at my vows. I'm still at large and moving around, so I've made a little bit of progress towards getting justice for the crew of the Zebulon Harding, I think. Find a safe place for Kay away from this place and get them home someday if possible. I am going to mark progress on that because I got them safely away, and that's a step towards finding a safe place for them. So we're going to take progress there as well. Meanwhile, back over here at the moves, we are going to check that jump. So back over here into exploration. We are not undertaking an expedition. We are setting a course, which is a just generally speaking, a little bit less. This is kind of like being in a fight and the roll that you make when you have advantage. So when you're following a known route through perilous space, across hazardous terrain or within a mysterious site, roll plus supply. Interesting. On a strong hit, you reach your destination and the situation favors you. Take +1 momentum. We're going to roll that. We're rolling plus supply. We have our guide, so we're going to take that as well since they're up here and helping us out. And we are going to roll this guy. And it doesn't matter if we have all the bonuses in the world, because when you roll one of the challenge dice is a 10, you're going to get a weak hit. So when you follow a known route through perilous space, across hazardous terrain or within a mysterious site, roll plus supply. On a weak hit, you arrive, but you face a cost or a complication. Choose one. Suffer cost en route. Make a suffer move or 2 suffer moves at -1. I'm going to do a suffer thing, and I actually have an idea for this. So let's go over to our moves, and we're going to go down to the suffer moves. I am actually going to take, what's it? Is it sacrifice resources? Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do for this, I'm taking a supply hit of 2 hits on the supply. The jump is only a few hours. But throughout the jump, so we're in this jump, we're in the corridor, we're in the drift, and we're moving, and oh, that's fantastic. All right, Kay, do you need anything? Are you okay? Well, I'm feeling. I don't like that we had to leave, and it makes me not excited, and I don't want to do anything, but I wish without doing anything that things were nicer. You're sad, Kay. That's what you are. That's called being sad. And I'm thinking to myself, the thing has emotions. That's fantastic. Yeah, we call that being sad. Oh, well then yes, I'm sad that we had to leave my home behind. Yeah, I'm a little bit sad about that too. Okay. I'll be honest with you, I'd been happy to bring you home if I thought you'd be safe, but you weren't. So we'll find a way. It'll be all right. If you don't mind, I'm gonna check a few more things with the engine here. And you gonna be all right staying up here with Zeb? Oh yes, I like talking with Zeb. I enjoy talking with Kay as well. Excellent. I gotta find a good voice for the 2 of these folks because they're a little bit too similar to me. I'm trying to make K a little bit breathier, but I don't know. I need to differentiate these two. Anyway, so I'm going to head down to the engine room. So Earl is down in the engine room and working on stuff. I just can't figure out why this thing got drained. And Zeb comes on the comms. Earl, yeah, Zeb. We have. It's not exactly a problem, but it's odd. All right. Well, odd seems to be on brand for us. Yes, it is. Well, really, but well, so just what is it? Well, we're losing power. No, that's not accurate. Our energy is being consumed at a much higher rate than would be normal for a jump of this nature. Saying our batteries are going dead too fast? Something to that nature, yes. Many of our systems are being taxed unusually and draining power at a much higher rate. We can handle it. It should be fine, but we're going to need a considerably longer recharge time when we end our drift and come out at Glimmer than we normally would for a jump of this nature. It's just every single system seems to be using more power than it typically would. Also, temperatures are slightly higher than normal. Well, that ain't good. All right. Well, you see on your end if you can figure out where that drain's coming from. Well, it seems to be coming from everywhere. Yeah, that's not great. See if you can see any patterns to it. I'll see if there's anything wrong down here. I mean, it's the E-drive. I'm not going to touch it while we're flying, but I don't know. Does it have to do with the jump? I honestly don't think so. Well, actually, you know what? Let's roll. Let's roll a roll. Let's make a move here. Let us gather information. When you search for clues, ask questions, do some stuff. And that's it. I'm just rolling gather information. So I have a miss on the gather information, or I can do the strong hit. I can burn momentum and get a strong hit. Strong hit, you discover something helpful and specific, the path you must follow or the action you must take to make progress is made clear, vision what you learn. Or, on a miss, your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Pay the price. Well, I think, obviously, what I need to do is take that miss, because my investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth. So I'm digging around, so let me just get down in here, and I start opening up panels, and, frick, where's the machine mites? Swarms of tiny machine spawn. So these little, like, you know what they are? Aw, they're like silverfish from freaking Minecraft. I hate those things. Ugh. Okay, so I open up a panel and like a fucking pile of these things just like, what the? Aw, freaking mites. Zeb, we've got machine mites. We've got machine mites everywhere. Son of a... And that right there is where the thing shuts off. So we have discovered the machine mite infestation. Minox out there chewing on the power lines. My God, that's actually what's happening. All right, cool. So yeah, when we get to the next session, we deal with some machine mites. We've been boarded. Oh, fuck. I wish I hadn't drawn the comparison between that and the silverfish in Minecraft. I freaking hate the silverfish in Minecraft. Ugh. Okay, guys, thanks very much. Man, our dice were pretty good, but they gave me a miss at the end, kind of balanced things out and complicated things. So we're in the midst of a jump, heading to Glimmer, supply being drained as the energy gets drained on the ship, supply dropping down to 3, and as we're trying to figure out what the heck is going on, we discover that we have contracted a bad case. We've got space crabs. That's what we're going to call next episode. Not this episode. This one's Escape from Meridian, but next episode. Coming soon. Coming soon to a Zebulon Harding near you. Space crabs. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, all of you, for all of your kind comments and thoughts and engagement. For buying me a coffee. A couple of folks bought me a coffee. I appreciate that. It is extremely thoughtful. Certainly not needed. But always appreciate it. I drink a lot of coffee, so that's been great. And yeah, I'm going to be doing this again. I think probably this weekend we're going to come back here and take a look at this thing and get some more done on the Adventures of the Zebulon Harding. So thanks very much, all, and talk to you soon.